Okay, we're live.
All right. Hi, everybody. This is Borna Kazerani from Melbourne, Australia. This is very strange, and we're just trying to have Thomas. As you can see, he's here. Anyways, it's supposed to actually happen through my Instagram page, but for a technical issue, we preferred that Thomas actually contacted me through his Instagram page. Thomas Dambo is an environmental artist in Denmark, and in 2010, he started his first large-scale project, building birdhouses. He and his crew ended up creating 4,000 of them. Now he makes skinned trolls. So far, 51 trolls can be found at locations all around the world. His creations are made entirely from the items people have thrown away, such as discarded wooden pallets, old fencing, and broken ships. He thinks of discarded items as a part supplier, as art supplies and source of inspiration. Well, thank you very much, Thomas, for being here tonight, and I really appreciate it for your time. Eventually, I could have you here. And could you please move a camera a little bit further from your face? Thank you. Thank
okay,
you.
I'll place it over here.
Okay, or you're going to somewhere that I can have you better.
Okay, Fenaisha, and thank you so much for having me. And if I should just give a little roundup for my peoples, then we were supposed to be on your Instagram Live, but we couldn't make it work. So now we have switched the mirrors around, and now we're on mine instead. And it's nice, and I'm happy to have my big premiere with you. So thank you so much.
That's okay. Put the camera further. I want to have your whole face. You need to perfect.
Yep.
Yes.
I got it over here.
Okay, perfect. Yes. No. Put the camera up a little bit. The lens, I want to be up.
Like this?
Yes. Okay, much better. A little bit more, please.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, we're going to have officially having our conversation. All right. So first of all, really thank you for being here. I do want to say hi to those who are watching us.
Hi.
Do you want to say hi to those who are watching us?
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Okay. And Thomas, it seems you are the only one on the planet who thinks so big, like really big, as it's so obvious through your works. So when did you realize your thoughts are much bigger than anyone's else?
Can you say that again? I don't think I understood it. Like that my art is big?
Yeah. On your biography, I was reading it, and it says like when you were a little child, so you were thinking big. When did you realize that your thinking is much bigger than anyone else?
Oh, I think that's first something I realized like maybe 5-10 years ago. I think I've always been, I've never been feeling that I was bigger or better or stronger than anybody else. But at some point, like I could see that I had like a really big appetite on life, and that I just like to play and create really big things. And I could especially see that other people would look at me as being a little bit crazy or different. And yeah, and like I think now I have 1,000 square meters filled with trash, and there's not a lot of people that I know anymore that think that's just all normal.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, yeah. So there is a line in your biography when I was reading it, and I really loved it. And let me read it for you again. It is important to Thomas that he does not add to the growing landfills on our planet. And it is quite relevant to these days regarding of coronavirus and what people have done to this beautiful planet. Don't you agree?
I don't understand the question.
That's all right. No problem. Anyways, let me modify the question for you.
Yeah.
You believe like it's very important for you to not add growing a rubbish on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
And what we are doing right now on this planet, that's what exactly was happening before the coronavirus on this planet, because people had done lots of bad things to this beautiful planet. Okay, rubbish, pollution, and lots of things. What is your impression? What do you think about that? What people have done?
Well, I think that I don't think any humans are like are evil-minded, or I think like most people who throw trash or pollute around the world, like I think they do it out of necessity. Like I spoke to a poor guy up in the mountains in China last year, where I built 3 sculptures, and and then the big corporate, they move in and start building a big hotel chain in the middle of the rainforest up on the mountain, and then like they take all the trash from the construction of the hotel chain, and then they dig a hole and put all the trash in the hole. And I asked a poor local peasant, like, what do you think about that? And then he said, well, it's the cost of survival. So for him, it's like, okay, like you gotta to make an omelette, you gotta break some eggs. So for him, it's like if I wanna send my children to school, we gotta pollute the planet. So I think that it's also in many ways it's like a luxury to be able to really have the surplus to think about how you can protect the planet. But it's also like the duty for everybody in the world to do it. But I think it can be hard for some people. So I don't think that people do it. They don't do it like initially to destroy the world. They do it maybe to survive and send their children to school. And I hope that with my art, I can show that you can do both. You can both send your children to school and make the world clean and safe for the future at the same time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And my other question is, Thomas, tell me how your childhood set you on the path toward the work you do now.
Yeah.
Tell me when you were a child, like, how did it set on, like, what you're doing right now?
Yeah. I think that as a child, I really like to move around in my neighborhood and find things in the containers, which I really found a lot of joy in, because it gave me a good opportunity to explore the world. And every time I would find something in a container, I would bring it back and I would make it into a little treetop house, or I would make it into a skateboard park, or like change it into something, or make it into a sword, or make it into something that I could use. And then after doing that for now, I just turned 40. So after doing that for pretty much the last 40 years, I just got really good at it. So I think that's what happened.
Okay, fair enough. And this question is related to actually what you're saying. So when you seriously decided to use the things that were already thrown away, and the idea you had in your mind, did anybody exactly knew what your plan is? And because you started thinking about like using the unwanted items, gathering them and like making what you're making right now. Back in years ago, when you started like thinking about that idea, so how were the other people reaction? Did they understand what you wanted to do?
I think that I hope they understood what it's yeah, I truly hope so, but it can be hard to say. Yeah.
So you were struggling. They weren't really understand why you want to collect the old rubbishes, which they were thrown away, and they didn't really believe in you. Am I right?
I think I didn't. There was not really like for me. There was not like I was not trying to make anybody believe it or not believe it. Like I was just always just been doing it. So I think people could just like it was so like that. No, it was not a problem for me. No. Yeah. Also like where I come from in Denmark, like a lot of people believe in recycling. So like that, people would not really think it was a crazy thing to do. They would just more be appreciative that somebody had the time, took the time and the effort into actually doing that.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. You're an incredibly good example of a big dreamer. And that was the most important things which drew my attention to contact you for my live show. I'm sure, you know, making your dreams come true was not easy for you. And I'm sure there were moments you had lost your hope. And how did you get back on your feet again? When you said, I'm done, I don't have any supporters, you know, no one's helping me, and you lost it. And I'm just wondering, how did you get back on your feet again? I said, no, I'm gonna do it.
Well, I think that if you just keep doing what you like to do, and you keep believing in that, and that your whole life invest your energy and your skills into following your dream, then you don't really need to lose your hope, because you will just gradually get better and better and better you will be like the expert in achieving your hope and your dream. So no, I did not really have any times where I actually lost hope, because to stop following my dream would be to lose hope. So I would never actually be able to stop doing that. So yeah, so no, I have never really lost hope like that.
Okay, and tell me about a little bit like the problems that you have had it, you know, to do what you're doing now. About the things you're struggling with.
Well, like I think like in any business, you will have like your problems about time. You don't have time enough to do all the dreams you have, and you don't have money enough to buy all the big house you need to put your dream inside, or things like that. But like I think gradually, like you also come to an understanding that it's not really about how much time or how big of a house or how much money. It's just more like being happy with doing what you're doing right now. And right. I think like everybody else in the world right now, I'm having a hard time, because like the circumstances are on the outside of the inside of my forehead is are giving me some limitations. But it's nice still to just remember that as long as I go into myself and try to just do the basics of what makes me happy. So just like yesterday, me and my girlfriend were like just biking home from the workshop here in the harbor of Copenhagen, and then like we just start dumpster diving, and okay, then we find a nice little like a vase for our window frame or something like that. So instead of like scavenging and finding trash for building a sculpture for the Olympics or for Burning Man, which I was supposed to do this summer, then instead like just finding the joy in scavenging something, a little piece of porcelain for our window frame, because it's not really like the size or the place or the money that actually makes me happy. It's more the act of doing that thing that makes me happy, and that's why I started on this journey of making things out of recycled materials and finding joy in that. So I think that's what I try to tend to when I'm faced in the problem. Go back to the basics about it, and then do that what actually led you on that path.
So your eyes keep working constantly to find a little things for your work, am I right?
Yeah, so no matter where I go, I will be looking for like what is the trash and what is the trend and what is the design and what is the color, and yeah, I'm always looking.
That's funny. So
because of that also, like I really don't like to drive a car, because in a car you have to watch the road so much, but like if I'm walking or biking, then I can look at everything and I can stop and take the time to understand the world and investigate it.
Right. So yeah, you're right. Yeah. So you use wood in a lot of your works. Tell me about how to protect them against rain, snow, fire, and climate changes. How do you protect yourself?
It's not like I think it's nice for my work to be ephemeral because it's made of trash. So I take a big pride in not putting a lot of chemicals all over my work and then make it toxic. I think that the main reason that the world is drowning in trash is that everything we create is meant to last forever. But every way we consume is fast fashion, it's fast food, it's fast art, it's fast television. But all of those things are all meant to last for a long time. And that's why when we don't need it after 10 seconds, it still stays around forever. So I don't want to create fast art. I want to create quality art for now that can impact people for the future.
Yes, well, that's a very good strategy. But how do you protect your big stuff? Like, if you don't do anything for that?
No.
Okay, interesting. Okay, now I want to ask you a favor, eventually. I want to take us with you and give us a tour for what you're doing. And there is an option, there's a camera option. You can reverse the camera and take us with you.
Yeah. Okay, reverse camera, action.
There you go.
So, this here is the harbor of Copenhagen. And we are now sitting inside my room. This here is the wall. And behind this couch here, my girlfriend is hiding. She's sticking her head up there now, but she's a little bit shy. So we'll let her stay over there. She likes to stay over by the heater because she likes hot weather. And then this here is my my room. I used to live here. Last year I was traveling 10 months out of the 12 months around the world. So when I came back to Denmark, I would stay in that little room. And in here I have a guest.
Hello.
I guess this is Jesper. Yeah.
Don't move the camera. Don't shake the camera too much. Good.
I won't shake it too much. Okay, Jesper, I have a meeting. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Yeah. Okay, and then here we have the kitchen. And then here we come into my workshop.
Wow.
And as you can see, it's pretty big. I've been here for 3.5 years, and all these buildings here, all of this, everything, I've built it, and it's all made from trash. And here you have so this face here was supposed to go to Baton Rouge with this one and this one and this one.
Slowly,
this
go
one.
Slowly, go slowly, we can't see it.
And this piano here, there was, oh no, I can do like this, yeah. So the piano here behind me, it was in my old workshop. There was 2 Italian nuns. So they came into my old workshop and asked me if I could cut some small pieces of wood because they wanted to make some Christmas presents for the homeless people in Copenhagen. And then I told them, yes, I can cut this wood for you. And then I cut it for them. And then they gave me a blessing and said that I was a good man. And then the next day they came with this piano for me. And so now I have a piano. Yeah. So that's that. And then you can see here. You can see all this wood I have here. All that wood, it actually comes from boxes such as these. So I get like a ton of these boxes from a Danish store that's closing down. So I get all the boxes from them, and then I disassemble the boxes, and then I turn them into to those piles of plywood, and that is then the plywood that we put on the bases.
Wow.
So that's how I do that. And then I can never stop collecting things. So here is some skateboards. And here is a sign. And I just got so much stuff all over the place. This is jigsaw puzzles.
What is that?
This is a sculpture in the making.
Wow. Thomas, are you connected to Wi-Fi or your phone?
Is it jumping off now?
No. Are you connected to Wi-Fi or your phone? Because it started pixeling.
I can show you in here. Oh, this is the Danish flag.
Show me. Show me these. Show me these.
Show what?
Okay, step back a little bit. Yeah. Stay there. Wow.
It's a little bit funny one. This is Julian.
Hi. How you doing, Julian? I'm from Melbourne, Australia.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Well done, guys.
We're showing around in the shop. Okay, and here we have a foot and fingers. And over here, Christina, she's working on another foot.
Hello.
And another foot. We have another face over here.
Wow. What is that? What's the material of? Can you step back a little bit? Can you step back? Stay there. I want to have the whole frame. I want to have it in a whole frame. Just step back a little bit. Yeah, stay there. Stay there. What is that? What's the material you use?
It is the plywood from the boxes outside. From these boxes that we take apart.
If you take this, so this is, if you look here, you see the boxes made up of these plywood boards. If you turn them around, you have this nice plywood on the other side that has never been touched because the outside of the boxes have been used. So it's all brand new, and then we flip it around and we make.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. But I'm really sorry, but I really have to go because we went so much over time and haven't been with this guy now, with Jesper. But okay. I can say that since everything got cancelled in my calendar this year, I've been trying to find a way to turn a sad situation for both me and the rest of the world into a positive situation. So I've decided to donate 10 troll sculptures to my lovely country of Denmark. So, and yesterday we got a little bit of money from the Danish government so I can pay rent in this little facility here, which is my workshop.
It's a little.
And I have a lot of nice people who have come to help me to do this project, and that's the guy Jesper who's sitting upstairs, so I'm going to go and have a meeting with him. I think the project will be called the Giant Folk Troll Party, because and I will write a fairy tale that explains how the trolls have invited all the little humans to come to a big party, because every 500 years, as we all know, the trolls and the humans, they must have a big party together and talk about what has happened for the last 500 years. So that's why I'm building 10 trolls and inviting the whole of Denmark and the whole of the world to help me do this project. On Tuesday, we will release a campaign where you can help support the project.
Thank you very much, Thomas. I really appreciate that. And I know you're in a hurry to go. And did you like our conversation?
Now that your sound went off now. Now I cannot hear you anymore.
Can you hear me? No?
I cannot hear you. But I will, and we can do it with the hand signs. So we can say, love you and thank you for today. Bye-bye.
No problem.
Yeah, okay.
Share.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thomas, share on your story. Share this.
Oh, I can't hear you. Okay, I have to go for my meeting. Bye-bye.
Bye.